The whole family planned to take a cruise to the United States together. After my husband's mistress found out about this, she begged to join this cruise trip. But part of my year-end bonus was used for this. The company gave it to me as a reward for my hard work and outstanding performance. And cruise spots are limited, just enough for our family. Yet, my husband let his mistress take my spot and even said to me, "Your performance is so good, the company will surely help you figure it out. It is just one spot, right?" I was busy with work at the time and hadn't had a chance to reply. When I got home, I found she had already altered the cruise passenger information, and it could only be changed once, completely irreversible. Not only that, he even went ahead and bought me a cheap airline ticket without asking. What's even more infuriating is that the whole family agreed with his decision. So I decided not to go to the US after contacting a divorce lawyer and a real estate agent to sell the house. I bought a ticket to Australia, turned off my phone directly, and didn't go home for 3 months. This sent the whole family into a panic. I was a key employee at the company, having done my master's and PhD in Norway. When I graduated, I could only stay in Norway if I found a job, and the company was willing to help me get a work visa. Big companies generally don't like hiring Chinese people because their English is usually not great. They'd rather hire Spaniards or Indians than Chinese. Just as I was about to pack up and return to China, a tiny 3-person company extended an olive branch to me. 5 years flew by, and the company grew into a 500-person operation, with me becoming a project manager. This family cruise trip was a reward from the company. My husband and his family are basically giant man-children. I booked all the US attractions, tickets, and hotels. I even arranged the car rentals and restaurants down to the last detail. Keep in mind, dining at restaurants abroad requires reservations in advance. After my sister-in-law had a baby, she kept complaining about back pain and couldn't walk for long, so I even paid out of pocket to reserve a wheelchair for her in the US ahead of time. 2 days before departure, my husband suddenly told me that Susu also wanted to go to the US for fun, and our cruise group had just enough spots. He suggested I ask my company to arrange an extra seat for me or take a budget airline instead. I thought he was joking and went back to work. Later, when I checked WeChat, I found she had already altered the cruise details and even booked me a budget airline ticket. My mind went blank, and I asked, "What do you mean?" This trip was supposed to be my reward using my year-end bonus, yet now I can't go, and some outsider gets to go with you instead. Yeah, Susu wants to go, so of course I'll take her. I exploded in anger, saying, "Last time your company organized a trip to Canada, and my mom wanted to join. What did you say? You said you didn't want to bring outsiders. What's going on now? Is Lee Susu not an outsider? Your mom is your stepmom, but Susu is like a real sister to me, closer than family in my heart." This trip was my personal honor, bought with my year-end bonus. Why should I be stuck on a budget airline? Susu's so delicate, and budget seats are so cramped, she'd be miserable. But you're tough and burly, used to hardship all these years. A budget flight would be nothing for you. I looked at my in-laws, and they all nodded in agreement with what my husband Li Wei said. My mother-in-law even persuaded me, "Chichi, Mom knows you are the most sensible. Susu just came back from South Africa, and Wei hasn't had a proper chat with his sister for so many years. Just bear with it for now, and we'll reunite in the States." My sister-in-law chimed in, "Sister-in-law Susu has been frail since childhood, but you work out year-round, with muscles tougher than a man's. Besides, budget airlines are much better now. Back then, they gave you nothing, not even food or drinks. I heard they even hand out bottled water these days." I was so mad, I laughed seriously. "Who is the real daughter-in-law of the Lai family? Is it Li Susu? So I am just your family's maid." Li Wei's face darkened. "It is just a budget airline. It is not like you've never flown one. When you first came to Norway to study, didn't you endure a 12-hour flight on a budget airline just fine? Now that life's better, you've forgotten your roots. Your salary's almost on par with white folks, and you think you are some capitalist." Just then, the doorbell rang. It was Li Susu. "Susu's here. The whole family's been waiting for you. Come in and warm up. It is below zero outside these days." My sister-in-law, who'd been complaining about back pain earlier, suddenly found the strength to haul Susu's 2 huge suitcases into the living room. Susu, why did your family move to South Africa back then? Otherwise, you would have been my sister-in-law, and we would have been one family. Who says it is not true? Mother-in-law chimed in, saying, I always thought you and our wire were the best match. Your leaving really caught me off guard. I often dream of you coming back to be my daughter-in-law. It seems my beautiful dream is about to come true. For a moment, I even doubted if I was dreaming. They spoke so bluntly, without any hesitation, as if I didn't exist at all. My hands turned ice, cold instantly, even starting to tremble. I felt like the clown of this family. Li Wei and Li Susu were childhood sweethearts, but Li Susu looked down on Li Wei's family for being poor. Back then, a relative introduced a wealthy man from South Africa, and the whole family immigrated there. Who knows if he's divorced or not now? Anyway, he returned to Norway alone. Li Wei doesn't really have any outstanding qualities, just tall, handsome, and good-looking. When I was young, I was completely infatuated with him. After marrying him, I even helped his whole family get green cards. Otherwise, they would all have been undocumented immigrants. I'm the great benefactor of the II family. Getting a green card in Norway is second only to the US in difficulty. The eldest sister's child doesn't even know who the father is. After she got pregnant, the man ran away, and she herself has no idea who the father really is. My niece Cece, I've been the one taking care of her all these years because Li Jia's family is poor at English and lacks education. Registering for school websites and preparing English materials are things they simply can't handle. It has all been on me. Now that Cece is 8, she is like half my own daughter. As for my in-laws, I've done even more for them. I used my savings to open a takeout shop for them, turning them from undocumented immigrants to legal residents, now even small business owners. I manage all the big and small matters in the family. I am the backbone, like the family's second parent, but now they've ganged up to exclude and mock me over an outsider. Fighting back tears, I silently tell myself to stay strong. Li Susu said with a hint of smugness, Sorry, Chi-Jie. It is all my fault for suddenly wanting to go to the US. Otherwise, you wouldn't have to fly budget airlines. I wanted to do it, but Wei, Ji couldn't bear to see me suffer, so you're the one who has to endure it. The elder sister rubbed her waist and said, Who can handle budget airlines? My old back can't take it. We're all too frail. But Sissy works out year-round. Heard she out. Benches even men for her. Budget airlines are a piece of cake. After saying that, she and Li Susu laughed together. Li Wei noticed that my expression had turned sour, which rarely happens to me. He said, Chi-Chi, I know you are aggrieved, but Susu is indeed physically weak. She is 2 sizes smaller than you. Didn't you have your eye on a nice sports car the other day? Go buy it, I agree. Just give me the 100,000 euros. I looked at Li Wei and said, It is so expensive. It's already generous of me to agree to you buying it, yet you still want me to pay. Are you out of your mind? That price is for a sports car, for work. You could just get an entry-level model. What do you need a sports car for? Do I need your permission to spend my own money? How much do you even earn in a month? I sneered as I asked him. Li Wei's face darkened instantly, and he said, Why are couples keeping such close accounts? Li Wei doesn't have a proper job. He works as the head chef at the takeout shop I opened for my in-laws. The legal owner of that shop is me, and every month the income barely covers the expenses. There's hardly any profit. I set up that shop just so outsiders wouldn't say I'm supporting my in-laws' whole family out of my own pocket, but not a single one of them shows any gratitude. Since they think Li Susu is the one worthy of being their daughter-in-law, I might as well step aside and let her have the spot. Chi-Chi, hurry up and make your specialty pan, fried steak. Granny urged me, Susu. You and Ah Wei grew up together, so you must have often come to our house for meals before, right? Of course, Auntie even prepared lunchboxes for me to take to school. Li Susu's tone even carried a hint of provocation. Then you must really miss my granny's cooking. Without letting her say more, I took Granny's arm and said, Mom, hurry up and show off your skills. It is good that Susu doesn't like Western food. She'll love your Chinese dishes. After saying that, I went upstairs to the 2nd floor, entered the study, and started working. Not long after, Li Wei banged on the door and shouted, Guoqi, what exactly are you trying to do? Mom isn't feeling well. Hurry downstairs and cook. Mom, what's wrong? Should I call the family doctor these days? Way too many people are getting cancer, I said with a sharp tone, and immediately Granny's scolding came from downstairs. What kind of nonsense are you talking? Who has cancer? If you're not sick, then go cook. You're only in your 50s, not some frail old lady in her 70s or 80s who can't move. I didn't spare her any face, my anger hard and unyielding. Granny didn't make another sound, and soon the clattering of pots and pans erupted downstairs. She bustled around for nearly 2 hours before finally finishing the meal. Me elder sister, in-law, pulled Lee Susu to the seat that originally belonged to me and said, "Sister-in-law, Susu is our family's honored guest. You go sit outside for now." My mother-in-law was still angry about me cursing her to get cancer, saying, "I remember you always skipped dinner before, eating protein powder and boiled vegetables to bulk up, so don't eat today either. You're as sturdy as an ox now. Go wash the dishes." What the hell? I don't even have the right to eat at the table now. Isn't there a dishwasher? Why should I wash anything? I'm going to the gym. I stopped indulging them and snapped back. Li Wei was surprised by how tough I suddenly became overnight, since I used to be gentle and easygoing. She said, "You're going to the gym. It's so late. Just pack everyone's luggage and consider that your workout, don't you? Your mom and your sister have hands." I sneered. Li Wei's face darkened instantly. I slammed the door hard and drove off in my Range Rover. I drove straight to a seafood restaurant and ordered a table full of lobster and king crab. Seafood is high in protein and won't make you fat. With my money, why worry about spending it? Their disgusting faces made me realize a woman must pamper herself, and money should be spent on herself. After eating seafood, I went to the gym and swam 3,000 meters before heading home. By the time I got back, it was past midnight. The lights in the villa were off, and the whole family was asleep. No one even worried about me being out so late. Seems like I'm just an expendable presence in this house. I groped my way into the bedroom, flopped onto the bed, and heard a piercing scream. I quickly turned on the light, only to find Lee Susu sleeping in my bed. My feelings for Li Wei may have faded by now, but seeing Lee Susu wearing my pajamas, my brand new custom Valentino pajamas, I hadn't even worn once, and she'd even torn off the tag. I slapped her right away and yelled, "Asterisk, asterisk." Lee Susu immediately burst into tears, looking pitiful. Li Wei, shirtless, stepped in front of her and shouted, "What the hell are you doing? Can't find anywhere else to unleash that gym. Built strength of yours, you she. Devil Susu was drunk. She needed someone to take care of her. What's wrong with me, her brother, looking after her? Ha, taking care requires you to be shirtless and her to wear my pajamas. My new pajamas worth 3,000 euros. Can she even afford to pay for them? Always money, money, with you. Are you obsessed with cash? Guo Chi Chi. Susu is my sister, which means she's your sister too. Is family less important than your damn money? What's the big deal about a pair of pajamas? If sisters are supposed to share a bed and snuggle under the same blanket, then I'll be your sister too. Let's get divorced tomorrow. I won't be your asterisk asterisk wife anymore. Li Wei got anxious and shouted, "Guo Chi, you are really crazy." I glanced at Li Susu, who was still pretending to be pitiful and sobbing, and said, "Why aren't you leaving yet? Do you want to be my sister-in-law?" Li Susu covered the red slap mark on her face and said in a coquettish voice, "Brother Wei, it hurts." Li Wei, as anxious as an ant on a hot pan, said, "I'll go get you some medicine." After the two of them left, I directly locked the bedroom door, stripped off all the bed sheets and quilt covers, replaced them with clean ones, then put on earplugs and went to sleep. The next day when I got up, I saw Li Wei rising from the sofa with a black eye, and she demanded, "What do you mean? I knocked on the door for so long, and you refused to open it no matter what. You won't be happy until the whole family is in chaos, right? I am doing this for your own good. Your dear Susu misses you, and you miss your dear Susu too. I am just helping you two. Guo Chi, are you out of your mind? How many times have I told you? She is my sister. Your jealousy is way too much. Stop arguing, Brother Wei and Sister Chi Chi. It is all my fault. We're about to go out and have fun, so don't let me ruin your mood." Li Susu started that set of tea, talk again, and mother-in-law chimed in too. People are just different. Some ultimately go abroad only after their families sell everything they have. And that's just not the same as Chinese who were born and raised in Norway. Mother-in-law was mocking me, saying I studied abroad only after my family sold everything, and I didn't go until my 20s. Susu from the office was born in Norway. Their whole family has always worshipped the West and looked down on their own. Cece is only 8, and I don't know where she learned it from. She spouted nonsense like Chinese people are the worst. They can't even hold their own in public, and all my classmates look down on Chinese people. I almost spat out a mouthful of blood. Their whole family's Norwegian passports were only obtained because of me. Out of patriotism, I didn't switch passports and still hold Chinese nationality, just working with a green card. Now they're being ungrateful, burning bridges after crossing the river and forgetting who dug the well. Even my usually silent father-in-law started grumbling. Women from back home are just so rash and impulsive, lacking proper Western aristocratic education. Always shouting about fighting and killing, not a shred of femininity. My sister-in-law, rarely the peacemaker, chimed in. Let's all calm down. Chi-Chi might just be irritable, eating so little every day, working out like crazy, yet still 20 or 30 pounds heavier than Susu. Probably just jealousy, which is normal among girls. I glanced at my nearly 200-pound sister-in-law. How dare she judge me? Sure, I weigh 120 pounds, but I am 175 centimeters tall. Li Susu looks barely 90 pounds, though she's probably under 160 centimeters. Li Susu smiled and said, "Oh, I just can't gain weight no matter how much I eat. Been like this since childhood." Li Wei piled a mountain of luggage in front of me and said, "The cruise is so elegant and luxurious. Let's not bring luggage. Dragging big bags around looks like we're fleeing disaster. The plane allows checked baggage. Even though you're flying United, you can buy extra allowance. You've got money. Just take all our luggage." I looked at the dozen 32-inch suitcases, smiled, and said, "Sure, you go ahead, I'll handle these." After they left, I immediately called the foreign garbage collector. They had a strong sense of boundaries and didn't ask why I was disposing of such good boxes, just focused on cleaning up. This cruise trip would take 2 days and nights at sea to reach the US, and my connecting flight was tomorrow morning. That meant I had to rush over to serve them first. Only a fool would do that. After paying the garbage disposal fee to the foreigner, I called my personal lawyer and accountant, one to draft a divorce contract, the other to divide marital assets. Then I booked a first-class ticket to Australia, planning to see koalas and kangaroos. Just after booking, the foreign garbage collector came back. Turns out Li Wei and the others forgot their documents, and the foreigner brought them back since they looked like IDs. I thanked the foreigner, and then put their family's documents in the microwave. After landing in Australia, I turned on my phone. It was flooded with calls from the Lai family. I answered, and Li Wei asked Guo Qi, "Have you seen our documents? We're at customs now and can't get through without them." I played dumb and said, "No, I haven't seen them. You are in the US now, right? Which hotel? Come pick us up? I must have put the documents in the suitcase. What us? I am on vacation in Australia." I said in a flat tone. Li Wei's surprised and angry voice almost burst my eardrums. "You are in Australia. Then who is taking care of us in the US? We don't even know which hotel we're staying at. And now without our passports, we can't even get through customs. Whether you make it or not has nothing to do with me. Guo Qi, what the hell are you doing? Are you lying to me? Hurry up and help us find our passports. Otherwise, we'll have to stay in the duty-free shop until the trip ends, sleeping on a boat at night, completely unable to enter the US Lai Wei. You took your childhood sweetheart on a trip and still expect your wife to cater to your every need." Li Wei sensed the anger in my tone and, eager to resolve the issue, suddenly softened his voice. "I admit I haven't considered your feelings these past few days, but you can't just leave the whole family stranded at the border. Hurry up and find our documents, take a photo, and send it to me." The tour guide said a photo of the documents would work too. I hung up the phone directly. Not long after, Li Wei called again saying, "Transfer me 100,000 euros. I'm running out of money." What do you need so much money for? We can't get through customs and can only shop at the duty-free store. Doesn't that cost money? Either transfer the money or hurry up and find our documents. No money, I said coldly and hung up. Then even popped out the SIM card. I don't want anyone ruining my wonderful trip in Australia. After arriving at the hotel, I was scrolling through Douyin and came across a post by Lee Susu. She showed off a Mercedes, Ben's sports car with the caption, "First time buying a car at a duty-free shop, and I even have to take a cruise back." Thank you, my Mr. Lee. This sports car would cost at least 80,000 euros after taxes. If I wanted to buy a sports car, Li Wei would call me extravagant and only let me get an entry-level model. But for Lee Susu, he wouldn't even blink. Probably swiped his credit card. Fish, he's usually stingy as hell. Turns out he just didn't love me enough. He's only this generous with someone he truly cares about. How's he gonna pay this back? Unless he's betting I'll bail him out. Li Wei couldn't reach me by phone, so he bombarded me with WeChat messages. You really went to Australia? Are you out of your mind? Ask your colleague to check the house for the documents, take photos, and send them to us. There's still time. This trip lasts 7 days. We can't just stay at the border the whole time. What's that got to do with me? Even if you're mad at me, don't take it out on Sissy. He's been looking forward to this trip for so long. Don't mention that little brat to me. Fine, fine, forget the documents. Just send us some money. We're broke at the border. 5 more days, and for the first time in my life, I've experienced what it means to be utterly speechless. You have money to buy your sister a sports car, but no money to feed the family. Who is the crazy one here? If you had sent me the money earlier, none of this would have happened. You are just petty, jealous that Susu is skinnier and prettier than you. We were fine before, but you had to stir up trouble. Stop yelling. My ears are about to go deaf from your noise. I'll send you the money right away. I couldn't stand Li Wei's hysterical voice anymore, so I pretended to agree and hung up. I straight up uninstalled WeChat. No one's getting through to me. Want to spend my money on a side piece? Not a damn penny. The thought of Li Wei freaking out like an ant on a hot pan, hopping mad, makes me feel downright gleeful. The scenery in Australia is breathtaking, sunny every day with all kinds of natural landscapes and loads of cute little animals. I used to shortchange myself, slaving away for Ligeia, never really enjoying life. From now on, I am making up for all I've missed. I thought pulling the SIM card and ditching WeChat would shut Li Wei up. But after a few days, my inbox was flooded, my colleagues frantically reaching out, saying my husband's gone berserk. I didn't want them caught in the crossfire, so I had to reinstall WeChat. As soon as I logged in, Li Wei's voice call came through. Guo Cheek, you still have some conscience knowing to pick up the phone. Why haven't you been answering my calls? Are you cheating on me in Australia, huh? Are white people better than US yellow folks? Is that even human language you are speaking? You are slandering me? Your wife is alone abroad, and instead of worrying if I am in danger, you are here bad-mouthing me. Are you even human? Where did I go wrong? You used to obey my every word, never like this. Now you don't answer calls and disappear. If you didn't have something to hide, would you act like this? If not cheating, then what? Li Wei, don't turn the tables. Who is the real cheater here? Have you no shame? I am done with this. Knowing he was in the wrong, Li Wei quickly changed the subject. Have you returned to Norway yet? Hurry up and find our passports. We're back in Norway now, but without the documents, we can't enter. I've said it 800 times. I haven't seen your documents, I shouted angrily. They never took care of their own stuff, always playing the hands-off boss, and now they panic and come to me. Chi-Chi Li Wei must be fuming right now. The trip to the States fell through because he didn't bring his documents, and he even had to fork over 100,000 euros from his credit card to buy Lee Susu a car. Now, after barely making it to the point of heading back, he can't even enter Norway. Stop messing with me. I know I didn't think things through properly this time with the joint flight, and I'll definitely make it up to you. I even bought you a gift while in the States. You'll love it. Hearing this made me sick to my stomach. After all these years together, she's never once taken the initiative to give me anything. Even for anniversaries, the flowers only came after I nagged her endlessly, and she gave them grudgingly. Please, help me find the documents. I really don't know where I put them. Just stay at customs. I won't be back for over 2 months. You'll have to stay in Australia that whole time. Lei Wei's voice was so loud it nearly blew out my phone speaker. You want the whole family to wait at customs for 2 months. The key's under the doormat outside. Don't you have a bunch of shady friends? Get them to take photos for you. Stop ruining my trip. Why didn't you say so earlier? I thought you had the key. Lei Wei fumed, wasting my time and emotions. You think this is funny? What are you even trying to do? If you just said you didn't have the key, we wouldn't have had to stand around like idiots at the US port for 6 or 7 days. You never asked. I played dumb. The more I acted clueless, the angrier Lei Wei got. I finally see it clearly. You are just deliberately refusing to live properly, deliberately trying to ruin this family. Li Susu's voice came from the other end of the phone. I've never seen anything like this, going out without a single cent. I am on my period now, can't even buy a pad. My pants are all stained. Lei Wei, quickly calm her down. Susu, don't worry, we'll get the documents soon. Just use some toilet paper for now. Whoa, Chi-Chi, you transfer me money right now, and I might still forgive you. Hurry up and send me 100,000 euros. Susu's on her period. Her pants are dirty. Do you want her to lose all face in front of foreigners? I couldn't help but laugh out loud. I provide for your whole family's food and drink, and now I have to manage your mistress's pads too. Lei Wei, stop dreaming. Don't think you'll get another cent from me from now on. After hanging up, I immediately uninstalled WeChat, then sent a group email to my colleagues saying, my husband has depression and is under medical treatment, telling them to ignore any emails from him. No one will ruin my trip for any reason anymore. But Lei Wei turned out to be even more terrifying and shameless than I imagined. He actually reported me as a missing person to Australian police using the excuse that his wife was out of contact. The Australian police contacted me, and I had no choice but to reinsert my SIM card and call Lei Wei back. Guo Chi-Chi, you are really heartless. I knew you must have cheated on me in Australia. Tell me, was it your graduate school classmate or your undergrad classmate? Slept with them, and they can get you residency. You made such a big fuss, even alerted the Australian police, just to ask me this. Don't think there's no Chinese translator here. Every word you say can be used as evidence. You're threatening me for no reason. I'm hanging up now. I don't want to become infamous in Australia. Wait, when are you coming back? We're all starving. Next month, Guo Chi. Are you insane? You're beyond saving. What about Sissy? You're just abandoning her. Her English is so poor. You want her to fail. Failing and retaking a year would cost 20,000 euros. Hurry back. She's not my mother. What's it to me? She's not May's mom either. Guo Chi, that's really harsh. My sister is still alive, and you're already cursing Sissy to be an orphan. Seems like you don't want this marriage to work. If you don't come back, we're getting a divorce. Lei Wei roared. I laughed out loud. That's perfect. I was worried you wouldn't divorce me. Whoever backs out is a coward. The lawyer and accountant will come find you tomorrow. Let them talk to you. At the mention of the lawyer and accountant, Lei Wei panicked. You're serious. I'm too busy for jokes. There was a long silence on the phone at first, followed by Lei Wei's incessant complaints. Guo Chi, it is just a flight delay, and you are this angry. This cruise trip was a gift from your company, and it didn't cost us a dime. Is it really worth it? You are making such a scene now, just to make me beg and plead for you to come back. You made us wait like fools at the US port for 6 or 7 days, and I haven't even held you accountable yet. Let me give you a piece of advice. Don't push your luck. If you still want this marriage to work, come back immediately and stop spouting nonsense. The lawyer and accountant will be at the house tomorrow. Sign the divorce papers. The house was bought before we got married, so I'll give you 1 month to find a place. When I get back from Australia, if your whole family is still squatting in my house, I'll throw you all out. Faye hangs up the phone. Faye. I kept apologizing to the Australian police, telling them my husband has severe mental illness, ran away from the CDC, and caused them trouble. I am really sorry. A month later, I finally returned to Norway and opened the door. Sure enough, the family was still there. My mother-in-law greeted me with a beaming smile. Chi-Chi, are you tired? What would you like to eat? Mom will cook for you. He had never treated me like this before, but I was utterly disgusted. A toad crawling on my foot, disgusting but not biting. Auntie, no need for the trouble, I said coldly. I am your mom. Chi-Chi, You must be exhausted and confused. Li Wei and I are divorced. I called you Auntie, Li Mao. The Li family panicked immediately. They thought I was just venting, but they didn't expect me to be serious. Chi-Chi, I know you are mad at me. It is my fault for yelling at you, hubby apologizes. Stop making a scene. How will you remarry after divorce? You are almost 30, getting pregnant would make you an older mom. Who would want you? Li Wei. This asterisk was about to divorce me, yet he still clung to me asking, wasn't it you who wanted the divorce? He even said, the one who doesn't divorce is a grandson. Li Wei, as if a changed man, grabbed my hand and said, Chi-Chi, stop making a scene. You disappeared for 3 months and pulled this stunt. Yet I didn't say anything. Let's live well from now on, and neither of us mentions divorce again. I sneered. I just want a divorce. Stop disgusting me. Let's part on good terms. The mother-in-law said from the side, Wei, quickly take out the gift you prepared. Li Wei hurriedly took out a Russian nesting doll from the shopping bag. The shoddy craftsmanship looked like it cost no more than 10 euros. You spent 100,000 euros on a sports car for Li Susu, but for me, it is just a 10-euro Russian nesting doll. Guo Chi-Chi, since when have you become so materialistic? When you were with me, didn't you say you only cared about me as a person? You've changed. You were never vain, competitive, or jealous of others before. Cece ran over and said, Uncle, someone like her. I know she is just a gold digger. An 8-year-old child on television actually used the term gold digger to insult me. I was so angry I laughed. Li Wei, seeing my terrible expression, quickly pushed Sissy aside. Don't talk nonsense. What do you know? You little brat, Uncle. What are you afraid of? Gold diggers never have good endings. Now that Susu is back, I have Auntie in my heart. The elder sister-in-law quickly pulled the child away. Don't talk nonsense. Go do your homework, Cece. Don't leave just yet. I sneered and called out to Cece, your best subject is math, right? Let me test you today. Ask me anything. Cece proudly puffed out her chest and looked at me. The takeout shop operates with 10,000 euros a month, earns 9,800 euros. How much is left? Sorry, 200 euros. Who is running the takeout shop? Grandpa, Grandma, and Uncle. Those 3 people. How much do they earn in a month? Cece suddenly blushed. She is young but sharp, understands everything. How much is your private school's tuition per year? 20,000. So your uncle can't even afford your living expenses, let alone the tuition after the divorce. You all have to move out. Your private school will also be discontinued, and you'll have to go to a public one from now on. Cece retorted defiantly, You think I am scared? Aunt Susu is also very rich. Her family owns a mine in South Africa. We'll only live better than before. Li Susu was tricked into going to South Africa back then, thinking she'd marry some tycoon. But the guy turned out to be an international fraudster. Don't think I don't know anything. He came back to your uncle to be a street knight. What nonsense are you spouting? Li Wei got anxious. Anyway, you all need to move out quickly. This is my house, I said coldly. Sissy held back for a long time, not knowing what to say. Fine, Uncle. Once you are divorced, you can marry Aunt Susu. Guo Chi-Chi. A country bumpkin isn't good enough for you. Li Wei angrily slapped Cece. Get inside and study. I'll educate your child properly. The elder sister-in-law hurriedly pulled Cece away, her face flushed, while the mother-in-law tried to mediate. Chi-Chi, you've read so many books. Why bother arguing with a child? Have you really developed no feelings for him after all these years? Cece, you raised her with your own hands. If I had known earlier that I was raising such a piece of trash, I would have sent her to an orphanage. After all, she has no father. Li Wei heard my harsh words but didn't dare to retort. All I could do was apologize. Chi-Chi, don't be angry with the child. I'll make him apologize to you later. No need. All I want is the divorce papers, I said coldly, turning to leave. Li Wei quickly grabbed me. Where are you going? Do you even have a place to stay? Li, your heart is all with your childhood sweetheart. Of course, you didn't notice I've already moved all my things out. I really wasn't wrong about you, Chi-Chi. Let me explain, Li Wei persisted. At that moment, Li Susu came downstairs fresh from a shower, wrapped in a towel with her shoulders bare, completely oblivious to Li Wei's father, still watching the drama in the living room. Guo Chi-Chi, you finally remember to come back. Is this how a wife should behave? You've abandoned the whole family. Even if this goes to court, you'll be the one paying compensation. Do you think Norwegian law is a joke? I stepped forward and slapped Lee Susu right across the face without hesitation. No need for a homewrecker like you who clings to a married man during trips to yap at me. What gives you the right to judge me? Lee Susu's tears fell instantly as she threw herself into Li Wei's arms. Brother Wei, aren't you going to control this shrew of yours? He has no face to control me. Hurry up and convince your brother Wei to sign the divorce papers so you two can fly off together. Forget about the US, even if it is the moon, you can go there. I dropped these harsh words and left, hearing Lee Susu chasing after me, shouting about wanting a divorce. Did you hear that? Why bother holding back? Just sign the papers already. You complain about him to me every day. Now the chance is here, and you're useless. Susu, divorce isn't just between two people. It's not that simple. Norway's, I can't be bothered to listen later. I learned Li Wei was tangled up over Norway's laws. Norwegian divorce law favors women. Once divorced, the man must pay the woman at least 3,000 euros monthly in alimony. He can't even support himself independently, let alone figure out how to scrape together alimony for me with a whole family to feed. A few days later, Li Wei timed it to ambush me after work. Chi-Chi, he was holding a huge bouquet of roses. He never gave me such a big one even when we got married. Chi-Chi, don't be angry. Mom and Dad and Cece all miss you, I sneered, first taking the flowers to glance at them, seeing a flicker of hope rise on Li Wei's face. Then I hurled the bouquet heavily at him. It is too late. Belated affection is worse than weeds. I know you are jealous of Susu. Still holding a grudge about Lian Hang. I know I was wrong now. I know how awful I was. Give me a chance, I beg you. I'll cut ties with Susu completely. I don't like her. It is all her one-sided feelings. I just couldn't refuse because of our childhood connection. But she'll disappear from your sight forever. Please come home. Okay? Can't you live without me? Or is it that you can't live without me as your ATM, your unpaid labor? The reason there is no one else is because I love you too much. Fuck off, don't insult the word love. If you keep harassing me, I'll post your and Susu's glamour shots in every Norwegian Chinese group chat and ruin your reputation. Can't find work later photos? You installed surveillance at home? Li Wei panicked, his face instantly turning eggplant purple. Weren't you just chatting to comfort your drunk little sister? If there is nothing to hide, why be scared? I could sue you for privacy violation. It is my house, my bedroom. How is installing cameras a privacy violation? Li Wei nearly beat his chest and stamped his feet, pleading desperately, I beg you, don't post those photos in the Chinese groups, please. It is about my future and Susu's reputation, then sign the divorce papers. I'll delete the videos, even slap myself in front of you if you want. I said coldly, is there really no room left? Li Wei shed tears of regret. No. Li Wei had no choice but to compromise and sign the agreement. When we went to the city hall to complete the divorce procedures, Lee Susu also went. You are fighting 2 battles in one day, I teased. Elfei Susu even deliberately wore a red cheongsam. She coquettishly clung to Li Wei's arm. You finally stepped aside, you country bumpkin. After saying that, she rubbed her belly. I am already carrying Wei's child. We're about to become a happy family of 3. I remembered how Li Wei and I had been childless for years. The private doctor told me it was Li Wei's issue, but to save his face, I always took the blame myself. Fine, let's play along then. I wish your family of 3 happiness. I laughed and said, why haven't you left yet? Lee Susu snapped. I am waiting for you to return the house to me, I said coldly. After Li Wei got the indecent video footage, he felt like he had nothing left to lose and sneered. What can you do to us even if you sue? Unless absolutely necessary, I wouldn't play my trump card. Don't blame me for being ruthless then. In the evening, I took people to throw all the belongings of this family out. The mother-in-law and the elder sister-in-law wailed and howled. The father-in-law sighed in despair, and Sissy rolled around on the ground. Li Wei almost laid hands on me, while Lee Susu directly called the police. After the Norwegian police arrived, Lee Susu immediately burst into tears. Officer, this woman, relying on her wealth and power, wants to make us sleep on the streets, and she doesn't even need to prove anything to you." I smiled faintly and took out a USB drive identical to the one from Li Wei, waving it slightly. Li Wei immediately panicked, his face turning red as he explained to the officer, "Officer, it is all a misunderstanding. My ex-wife and I had a minor disagreement. We'll move out right away. Sorry for wasting your police resources." The Lai family and Li Susu looked at Li Wei in confusion, not understanding why he suddenly changed the previously agreed stance and tone. Li Susu sobbed uncontrollably. "You spineless coward, I knew you still had feelings for her. I knew you two were never truly over. What am I? Just a part of your play? Shut up, all of you. Pack your things and get out. Don't embarrass yourselves here anymore." Li Wei roared later, "I sold this old house filled with gray memories. In December, a massive tsunami hit Norway, flooding a large number of houses. A Chinese helicopter came to evacuate nationals, and with my passport, I successfully boarded. As the plane slowly ascended, I was ready to return to my homeland and start a new life.